YouTube. So this video is about how your body is going to go through some changes through work hardening. And work hardening really comes from like the formation or hardening of steel. But I was first introduced to it as a work concept at Amazon. So what work hardening in a physical or a change of environment means that your body's going to go through some aches and pains. It doesn't mean that there's an injury. It means that your body is strengthening itself to be able to carry out the new tasks. So coming from corporate, you know, I was accustomed to walking 7, 8, 10 miles a day within the building. I mean, at first my legs hurt because a lot of it's concrete floor, even though there's the low pile carpet. And retail ladies or men, you can relate to that with being on your feet on concrete all day. Your legs go through some aches and pains while they adjust. Well, that's no different than to trucking, and you know, you'd think, well, all you do is sit on your butt all day. Well, I went through some work hardening, and what I experienced was soreness, stiffness, and probably from time to time even some pain, because of the new things that I was doing and my body was going through with trucking. So the one thing that Jake's got his nose up in my bun, meaning my hair thing, is my wrists and my fingers. So I still grip the steering wheel really tightly, and I don't know why. It's not that I'm still nervous. It's just that I do that. So my fingers are often extremely sore and tight and stiff. So I'm constantly, you know, doing finger exercises like this. But there's days where they just ache because I know that I'm gripping that steering wheel hard. The next thing is my wrists, because you're holding the steering wheel, hopefully with 2 hands when you start and begin to maneuver this truck. They stiffen up, much like when you do a lot of keyboarding. You know, you can get carpal tunnel from your wrist being like this all day. Well, it's similar, but you know, your wrists are like this all day. So I find myself again doing mobility stretches, you know, for the wrists. Then the next thing I noticed was I had like pain shooting up my arm and shoulders, and I think that's because my range of motion has significantly been altered, because you sit like this, right? Steering wheel, you sit like this, you know, 8, 9, 10, 11 hours. So I really got to make a conscious effort to do stretches. And you know, above you when you're sitting are the cabinets or the compartments. So I'll put my arm up here and then stretch forward, and it hurts and it pulls a little bit, but I got to get that range of motion back in my rotary cuff. So I'll do that. And then the next thing, and I'm not sure if men experience this as much as women will, but your hip flexors, women, they are going to get tight because you're sitting in the same position all day. It's not like if you're at a desk job, you get up and go to the restroom, or you get up and you know, walk to your colleague's office or whatever it may be. You're sitting. So your hip flexors will pay. So you got to make sure that you're stretching those as well. As far as my legs and feet, I haven't experienced any issues with that, but it's just been this rigidity that I am experiencing, especially when I first started and everything scared the bejeebers out of me when I was behind the wheel. Now I'm becoming more comfortable with it because my knowledge and experience are growing a little bit day by day. But I still grip that steering wheel like, you know, I'm going to lose control in 2 seconds. So just be prepared for that, because you're going to have to, you know, do some stretches that feel good. I know this feels good with for my wrist. You extend your arm all the way like this, and then you pull back, so that's really good. That's the other reason why I try to do those chair massages at the truck stops at least once a week, if not more than that. So work hardening does exist in trucking. It's a sedentary position, but it's because of what you're doing when you're sitting and driving that causes, you know, the growing pains, so to speak. So hopefully this is helpful, so that when you are coming out here and you're like, God, what is that I feel? Yeah, that's the work hardening. So be prepared.